the Groot X YouTube channel. So buckle up, let's go for a ride. What's up, guys? At Evan Weller Racing. As you can see, the race truck is in good company. We got some short course trucks and my truck. She's got all the wires in her. As you can see, it's all wired up for the tail lights. All the wiring down in here, switch pros, got a fuse block, both switch pros things in there. But yeah, so I will get a little bit more in depth once I get it back to the house. It's getting there, guys. It's getting there. All right, guys, we're getting all loaded up outside. Sorry for the change in colors here. Trucks here. This is the Ridgeline that they just went out and tested this up at Placer City. Evan was telling me that that it was like 116 out there when they were testing. So I guess the truck did pretty good though. So they're going to be doing Vegas to Reno with that truck. That's a Honda factory truck. So it's cool just chatting about all this race truck things. There's so many rad trucks, and I got so many good stories about cool stuff out here. But I'm going to load it up, and then I'll go over all the wiring that they did at home, and so I can get out of their hair, because they're crunching right now to get the Vegas to Reno stuff ready. So let's go. All right, guys, she is home. I am stoked. There's a lot of stuff to show you. So let me start and just kind of go through everything that Evan Weller Racing did. Again, I can't say enough about those guys, Evan and Jeff and whatnot. Super high-end stuff, super quality stuff. If you ever need something from those guys, hit them up. They're on Instagram and stuff like that, so you can find them there. Good, reliable, they get back to you and whatnot. Anyhow, let's go into it. Lots of stuff. Everything that you see on here, all the terminations are Deutsch connector, ended with super high-end premium Deutsch connectors, gold pins. Everything's labeled. As you can see, this is siren. This is going to be one of the headlights, left headlight, and these are just terminated in Deutsch connectors, so that we can just, whatever we run, we can just run the power and ground to them. So obviously the other headlight, we're going to be running I don't know if you can see this, but we have our fans hooked up. Gotta throw one more zip tie in those, but our electric fans are all wired in. There is also, let's see, where is it now? I believe there are some lights for engine lighting and underneath, and like wheel well. So there's Deutsch connectors for just small lights that we can run for wheel wells and stuff like that. Underglow, no. But so if we have any problems out in the middle of nowhere, we can flick these things on and it'll give us some light, especially if it's in the dark or something like that. It'll be really handy. So there's those. We have all of our terminations here, which are going to be all of our grounds. We've got to put a ground right here, terminate all the grounds right here. That's something I'm going to do. But you can see this wiring harness right here, super thick, covered in reychem, heat shrink. It's super thick and nice and super sweet. So that's pretty sweet, all that stuff in there. And that's run up into the cab up in here. Let me show you what we got on the cab. Obviously we got our push to talk for the passenger, intercom. The super sweet stuff is right in here. As you can see, we have a nice little fuse block, but then we have the switch pros, 2 switch pros hooked up with some really nice, some more of that reychem. Everything's weather sealed, as you can see, with that like an epoxy, as well as this cannon plug, so the entire harness can be pulled apart at that cannon plug should we need to do anything. And as you can see, they put a little weather stripping on there, so no chafing of wires. I'm really liking where they're coming through on that wire right there, so I may move some of my stuff. We'll see how that goes in the future. But then, as you can see, that goes back. We have some terminations, or we have some all the wiring straight from the switch pros up into here, and this is all programmed as well. So all the amperage draws on everything are all programmed in. Obviously, we're gonna have ignition on, start, pumper for the driver and passenger. You can run 2 pumpers, which I think we will. We have one right now, but it's but again, you know, like, we'll get back to that. So fans, lights. I got 2 extras should I need them, which I'm sure I will. I'm sure there's something else that I'm gonna probably want to put on this thing. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Let's keep moving back. We have more wiring coming along here, down along the footwell. And that goes up to obviously the air pump. We have a wiring going up to here, so we're gonna have a little dome light type thing there, so we can have some lights in the cab should we need it. And let me go around to the other side to show some of this other stuff. So we have the harness goes underneath here actually and comes up over here. It's kind of run along the frame there, out of the way, again, all sealed up. And we have our fuel pump in here, and then I also have a secondary wire to run another fuel pump. So I'm going to run dual fuel pumps here. I'm changing up so I have a backup fuel pump, which is going to be a big deal. That was something that came in handy when I was running Vegas to Reno with AMR Racing, so that was pretty sweet. I have this wire, which is kind of looped up and down. So this harness comes down in here, loops up and comes around. This is going to be for a rear light bar. This is another work light for the back, so we may put that up in here somewhere so that we can look down, so that we can, should we need to work on this thing in the dark, we got lots of little work lights. Another super rad thing is he hooked up my brake lights to the factory brake lights, so that's going to be super rad. Again, nice big quality Deutsch connectors. These things are so sweet. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can focus in on that. All the gold pins, just none of that knockoff stuff. These things are beef. I didn't realize, I think I had some, but I didn't realize that the good quality ones were this big. And so just learning stuff, you know. I'm learning like cheap stuff isn't cheap and expensive stuff is expensive, but at the same time, you know what you're getting when you're getting good stuff. Fuel sending unit, that's in there, which is really good. And then I have a work light right here, so I can put a little work light right there that'll shine forward. Just lots of really cool stuff in here. All the centralized grounds, there's 2 centralized grounds that everything's grounded to, so I have 2 grounding points that I have to look at should there ever be any kind of grounding issue, which is nice. But yeah, I'm super stoked on this. I have to run batteries. I'm gonna get battery boxes, excuse me, and run power to the battery boxes, or from the batteries straight to the switch pros, which I'll probably run just down the center with a battery switch, because that's a requirement. And yeah, so pretty stoked on this setup. Lots and lots of work went into this. Those guys over at Evan Miller's shop, well, Jeff specifically, put in a ton of work on this harness, getting it all sealed up and done the way it's supposed to be done. And they gave me a smoking deal on it. So I'm pretty excited, pretty stoked to have that all done. Still lots of stuff to do, stuff that I wanted to get done, but it's just, you know, when you step into something, I noticed that, like, the harness was more than I expected it was going to be as far as price, but what I got out of it is just a totally reliable harness. The next thing's going to be seat mounting, rear limit straps. Of course, I've got to get the battery box and positive wires in. or positive battery cables in, so that that can get done, and then kind of start putting things back together. Sending unit, fuel sending unit, I gotta drill a hole in here, put a sending unit in, and yeah, so that's what. And then I'm gonna redo some of these fuel lines. I don't like the way that they are run, and some of the connectors and stuff like that. So that's what's going on with the race truck. She is coming along, not done yet, but pretty close. Oh, and transcooler. That's a big thing I gotta do, is transcooler. So it's coming along, lots more to do, but that's one big chunk that I've been waiting and wanting to do for a long time. I know I talked about it for the longest time, is getting it wired, but now that it's done, or 90% done, just run some battery cables, and we'll be almost there. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for struggling along with me on this thing. It's like a 5-year project, and who knows when it'll be done. Hopefully soon. That's what I always say, but you never know, and finances and COVID and who knows what else is going to come my way, but it's going to happen, slow but sure. So thanks for watching again. Subscribe, like, share. Appreciate all the love. About to be able to monetize the channel, so that's really cool. Maybe I'll make a little bit of money, and I can throw it back into the race truck and speed this whole process up. So see ya.